Hey guys! So today I'm going to talk to you about another book that I got at LeakyCon this last summer. Like the last book that I previously talked about, this one is also by Sharron Riddle. It is called Walking Sticks, The Gift. Yeah, so here we go. So this novel is a suspense/horror novel. To give a brief synopsis, the novel centers around 4 characters: Riva, Nick, Carrie, and Dahlia. What happens is, at the beginning of the novel, Carrie's aunt sends her these walking sticks as a Christmas present because Carrie is super into all this like macabre, creepy horror stuff. So the walking sticks she gets are all carved out of wood and have what looks to be the skull of a baby topping it, like this. Obviously that's not a baby's skull, but you know, that's general idea. And after Carrie gets these, all sorts of crazy, creepy stuff starts to happen. So that's your very brief, vague synopsis. That's what happens. What I kind of envisioned while I was reading this was one of those like made-for-TV horror movies that you would see like on Chiller. I personally think that's awesome because I love those movies. I think they're just really entertaining and just kind of fun, even if they're not like scary. They're fun. And a lot of times, if they're well-made ones, will be really suspenseful, and I feel like this would be in that genre of that kind of thing. So that made this book a lot more enjoyable for me. Overall, that's how I felt about the book. I thought it was really enjoyable. That being said, there were of course things that I didn't like necessarily, so I'm gonna get the bad news out of the way first. The first thing is that I didn't feel particularly attached to any of the characters, and I'm the kind of reader that I like to be invested in what's happening to the characters, and I like to really care about what happens to them. So when something goes wrong, I don't know, I think that the more emotionally like jarred I am or more shocked I am, the better it is. And while in this book I liked the characters, yeah, and I kind of cared about what happened to them, when something bad happened, I wasn't exactly like shocked. It just kind of happened, and then yeah, okay, that sucks, but it happened. The second thing that I felt, well, the second thing that I didn't like as much, or just didn't like, was that I feel like not all of the plots were like finished and tied up well. I'm specifically talking about the subplot that centers around Nick. I thought it was going to be really big and have a lot to do with the story, and when it was first introduced, it did. What he contributed did do a lot for the plot, and I thought it was going to be great, and it was going to keep going that way, and it was going to get explained why the things that happened, and then it didn't. It just sort of fell flat or got lost in other things that were going on. And that leads me to my next point about this, which I don't really think is a bad thing, but it's more of a heads up for people, is there's a lot going on in this novel. Like I said, it centers on around 4 characters, and there's alternating chapters. So if you're a kind of person that doesn't like that or finds those things hard to follow, then this isn't going to be a novel that you'll enjoy as much. I don't know, maybe you will, but I mean, there's a lot happening, and I feel like that's part of what makes it seem so TV horror movie for me, is that there is so much going on all over the place, and the ending kind of adds to that sort of horror movie thing too. Like I said, I liked that there was so much going on, which leads me into more things that I liked, and that's that there were some seriously evil characters, and it wasn't necessarily the supernatural beings that made them like those weren't the main evil to me. To me, the most like evil bad characters were completely and totally human, and just what they did was terrible. And there are like real issues happening outside of this supernatural thing that's going on, and I feel like the real issues were almost more scary because they're things that actually do happen. And so in that respect, there are scary things in this novel. But the main plot and everything I feel is just more suspenseful than it is scary. But that's cool for me. I like suspense more than I do like jump out of your seat scariness. But the main thing that I loved about this novel was Sharron Riddle's use of unexpected like mythology and magic and stuff to explain the supernatural. Without going into too many details, she takes legends from New Zealand and incorporates them into explaining what's going on with the walking sticks. And she could have chosen anything, and New Zealand legends would not be what I would expect. That was just, she just came out of left field with that, and I think that's great, because it was just so different and not done. Like, I'd never heard what she talks about in here before. So that made it really, really cool for me because it was different. Yeah, that's kind of really all I have to say about it. Like specific things. If you're looking for something like super scary and like jump out of your seat kind of thing, this probably isn't what you're looking for. But if you want something that's suspenseful and just fun and enjoyable, then definitely check this out. Just for some like warnings though, if you have issues with things like drug use or alcohol use or like child abuse and that kind of thing, then stay away from this, because that does play a part in this. Like I said, the more human side of things that are, you know, scary and not, they're scary because they're real. So that's kind of, that would be my only warning really. If you're sensitive to those things, then don't pick this up. If you're not, then go for it. But just be warned, those things do play a part in this. But yeah, like I said, if you're looking for something that is overall an enjoyable read, and if you really like those made-for-TV horror movies and want to, you know, read one, then pick this up. But yeah, as always, links to everything will be in the description. So links to Sharron Riddle's website, her Twitter, and links to my Twitter and my Tumblr and all that good stuff are gonna be in the down bar. So yeah, I will see you guys soon.